This video is about why we switched our Dachshund's diet from a high-quality commercial diet to a raw diet. A few months ago, our world turned upside down when Foxy was diagnosed with IVDD. Watching her struggle was heartbreaking, and it made me ask myself one very important question. Was I doing everything I possibly could to give my Dachshunds the healthiest life? That question led me on a journey that completely changed the way I feed my dogs. Today I'm sharing why I switched from a commercial food to a raw diet, what I've learned, and why this decision became so important for our family. I did cook for the girls at the weekends, so they were used to getting real food, but it was not every day. At the end of this video there is a taste test, and I also look at the girls' blood sugar levels after each type of food, so make sure you stay and watch till the end. If you've watched our channel before, you'll already know that 6 months ago Foxy faced one of the biggest challenges of her life when she developed IVDD. Seeing her unable to walk was something we never want to experience again. Her recovery has reminded us that while we can't control everything, we can make thoughtful choices that support her overall health. For me, that meant improving our daily routine. Although we were already well set up with dog steps and ramps, maintaining a healthy body weight and doing regular exercise, I felt there was still room for improvement. We began regular physio exercises and swimming, and took a fresh look at what I was feeding my Dachshunds. I myself eat a whole food diet very rich in protein. That means I don't eat any processed foods and keep my sugar intake as low as I can. So I am already very strict with my own diet. Therefore, it only made sense to change the girls to a whole food diet too. My schedule will not allow me to cook for both me and the girls every day, so I opted for the raw meat diet 4 months ago, and the girls absolutely love me for it. The girls live for food and eat anything, but when I transitioned them from a commercial kibble to a carefully balanced raw diet, OMG, the girls turned into pigs. They inhaled the food so fast it was not ladylike at all. I rotate different protein sources, including various meats with finely ground edible bone and cartilage, beef containing offal such as rumen, and various ground fish. I buy the meat or fish in 500 gram or 1 kilogram frozen packets, which are easy to defrost, and I keep it in a sealed Tupperware box in the fridge. Variety is important because every ingredient contributes something different nutritionally.
Okay.
To make sure the girls receive all the nutrients they need, I also add a vitamin and mineral supplement together with omega oils. Omega-3 fatty acids are particularly important because they support healthy skin, help maintain a glossy coat, and play a role in overall health, including joint health. Vitamins are also essential, and minerals like calcium, magnesium, zinc, iron, iodine, etc. are all part of what keeps our bodies healthy. I would always choose a supplement suitable for dogs and give it in the amount recommended for the weight of the dog. Unlike many dry foods which require starch during manufacturing, a balanced raw diet is naturally lower in carbohydrates and higher in animal protein. Seeing as I'm a fan of ketones myself, I thought the girls would do well on this too. For breakfast, I add some carbs, which consists of some dried veg flakes. This includes spinach, carrot, beetroot. Remember that beetroot can turn the urine red initially, so don't panic and think it's a UTI. I also give them fresh veg like courgettes, carrots, cucumber, broccoli, and cauliflower, which I cook or give them raw depending on what it is. I avoid rice and potato as I want to reduce the carb intake. They only get this occasionally, and they get some nuts and some fruit as well. For me, feeding real food simply felt like a more natural choice, as someone who personally enjoys eating a low carbohydrate diet that just appealed to me. Because of Foxy's IVDD, keeping her at a healthy body weight has become one of my biggest challenges. She used to be a very active dog, but as she can no longer do big walks, keeping her slim has not been easy. Extra weight places more strain on a Dachshund's long back, so maintaining a lean body condition score is something we take very seriously, much to Foxy's dislike. Although a diet alone can't prevent IVDD or guarantee a full recovery, I believe good nutrition is an important part of supporting overall health. We are what we eat, remember. It's important to know that raw feeding isn't simply giving your dog a piece of meat. In fact, doing this could cause huge nutritional deficiencies in things like calcium over time. A properly balanced raw diet should provide the right levels of vitamins, minerals, and essential fatty acids. That's why I make sure my dogs receive appropriate vitamin and mineral supplementation when needed, together with omega-3 oils, which play an important role in overall health. Getting that balance right is every bit as important as choosing fresh ingredients. You can get your food ration analyzed by professional nutritional vets that will assure you're doing it right. But what about what the girls think? Let's do a fun taste testing. Each dog got a bowl of dry food and the raw diet. And what do the girls think? Raw, of course. Okay, but they do love wet food over dry food, so it was only fair that I did a taste test with wet food and raw food. Well, this time it was a draw. Amy went for the wet food while Foxy chose the raw food diet. I repeated the test and this time both went for the raw food. The girls love it when I cook for them, so Mama's food would beat all, so I thought. While Foxy did choose it at first, Amy initially chose the roast pork, but quickly moved to the raw meat. I guess I have to accept that Amy does not think I'm a good cook. Being a veterinarian, I was also interested to compare what their resting glucose levels were 1 hour after ingesting a balanced raw food meal with vegetables, meat with supplementation only, and a commercial diet. Now, this was just for my interest only, as I cannot make any conclusions on 2 subjects alone. The girls also hated having the skin pricked, so I could only justify testing them 1 hour after the meal rather than testing them before the meal to see how much their glucose spikes after each meal. So let's say normal glucose levels in dogs is 57 to 126 milligrams per deciliter. To make it somewhat fair, I measured the glucose 1 hour after eating the meal. So based on a few blood glucose readings, the lowest levels were with the raw food. Here the reading was 57 milligrams per deciliter. If I included vegetables, the blood glucose was 64 and 69 milligrams per deciliter. Now let's compare this to a commercial diet. I fed them a mixture of wet and dry food. Here the values were 98 and 113 milligrams per deciliter. But this really is no scientific study. And the girls hated being tested, so I have a really small sample size. Stress also plays a role in the glucose levels, so there are many variables. I prefer to have glucose levels below 100, as this means insulin would also be lower, and we don't want any insulin resistance now, do we? We want a good, healthy metabolism. So will a balanced diet with all the correct supplementations guarantee perfect health? No, nothing can promise that. But after everything Foxy has been through, I'm going to do everything I can to help her body recover. For us, eating a carefully balanced fresh diet consisting of real food is one part of that commitment. If you've experienced IVDD with your Dachshund, our heart goes out to you. If you're considering changing your dog's diet, always speak with your veterinarian or a qualified veterinary nutritionist to make sure it's balanced and appropriate for your dogs beforehand. If your dog has kidney or liver issues, a high protein diet is not suitable. Puppies also need to have the right balance of calcium and phosphorus, so please ensure that during bone development you feed the dogs according to veterinary advice. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to It's All About the Dachshund, and join us for more Dachshund adventures, health tips and stories. We'll see you in the next video.